Hi and welcome to our release of the Petal collection. I'm Lou Beechy, one of the Heartfelt Creations designers. Today I'm so excited to show you some of the different petals that we're coming out with. The first one I'm going to introduce is the Open Petal collection. You'll notice that there are 6 different sizes of petals. What this means is you can create a really big flower or a really tiny flower. So this really expands everybody's horizon. We've had a really huge demand for these. So you'll have a lot of fun with this. This particular flower is very neutral. You can use it for any occasion. We're going to move on to our poinsettia petal pre-cut set. This one is specifically for Christmas. It has 6 different petals in it. And if you want to use it at other times of the year versus just at Christmas, just try some neutral colors. They look really great. Our next set, this is one I'm really excited about, and a lot of you have been asking for it, this is our elegant leaf set. With this set, you're going to be able to incorporate these leaves with whatever project you're working and cut them out with the matching die that we're releasing tonight. This one's a favorite as well. Actually, I might as well just say every one of them is my favorite, but this one is the Perfect Petal Medley. And you'll see that every petal has a different design, so it's very whimsical. You get the 6 different petal sizes again, and so you can create a lot of different sizes of flowers. So your opportunities are endless with this one. Now another set that we've had a lot of demand for is a lily. This one I love. You can create different kinds of lilies, calla lilies. You'll see a calla lily card on the blog tonight I did, which was really fun to create. This one has the 6 petals as well, so you'll have a lot of fun with this. And then last but not least, we're releasing 2 scripture sets. This one is the Uplifting Scripture Pre-Cut set, and then we have the Hope in the Lord Pre-Cut set as well. And we're also releasing 1 die cut set tonight. This is the Perfect Petal die cut. You'll notice that there are 6 petals die cuts in here, and then we're releasing a large elegant corner die cut. This is kind of a little bit the same as the last week's die cut. It's larger, so you'll notice a lot of samples on the blogs using this die cut. It's very intricate for cards, but you can also use it on your scrapbook layouts for photos. It's great for corners and matting and so forth. I wanted to show you how to go about constructing a flower using our petals. I stamped 12 of the 2nd largest size petal in the Perfect Petal Medley set using white color box ink and embossing with bridal embossing powder. After I had done that, I flipped it around and colored the back with a pink Copic marker. Now on the other sizes, this is the next size smaller. I stamped 6 petals, and the smallest size I did 6 petals as well. A lot of people kind of freak out and think this would have taken a long time to cut out. If you have the matching die cuts, it does not take long at all. I will stamp all of them and line 3 different sizes of stamped images up with the matching die cut and run them all through at the same time. This really speeds up the process. These took 10 minutes to cut out. Once you've cut all of them out, I do bend and shape them. I will bend it towards the center, and then I will bend this bottom part just a little bit so that helps me construct my flower. So I'll do this to the last 2 petals. All the others I did bend beforehand. Do this. Now we're going to grab a glue dot. I do like to use a rather large, I use a large dots. Just tear this off, and then we'll start constructing this flower. I take 2 petals, I put one on one side, and then one on the other side. We'll use 6 petals to 1 layer. You can use as many petals as you want at home. I like to use 6 as a base. It does create a pretty full flower if you do. So there's our 3rd petal. We'll put one on this side. You can also use a paper piercer to help you position these. If your hand gets stuck to the glue dot, that's a great option for you. So we'll put one on this side and one on this side. Now I chose to stamp 12 of these petals because I wanted to have it a little bit fuller. So now what we're going to do is grab another glue dot, tear this off, and put that right into the center. Squish that down. Pull it off with your fingers. Sometimes glue dots can be a little bit tricky, but I like to work with a glue dot because it is in a circular position and it helps you construct the flower. Now we're ready for the second layer. For the second layer, we'll just offset the petals like this. Let's do this all the way around. If you stamp on vellum with white ink and use a bridal embossing powder, it really helps you create a very soft, elegant flower. Okay, we've attached the second layer. We're going to grab another glue dot. Put that on top. Press it down real good. That helps you a lot when you pull it off. Pull that off slowly. There we go. Now we'll go to the second size. Spin this up a little bit. Just continue offsetting those petals. I'm going to grab my paper piercer just to help me push this down so this sticks a little bit better. And you can kind of make that go up as far as you want. What I like about the way I'm constructing this flower is it will raise up, but you can also completely flatten it to send it through the mail. And remember, if you don't want a flower that's this big, just start with a smaller petal. So if you're making a large card, start with the big ones. If you want to make like a small 4x5 card, start with smaller petals. Move this in a little bit. There we go. Oops, I actually poked that a little bit, but it's fine. And we're ready for our last layer. Pull this off. The smaller the petals, the more apt I'm using a paper piercer to help me put them in place. Smooth that around. If it gets stuck, just pull it up. Okay. And we're ready for our last petal. So you can see this flower got constructed very quickly, but yet your friends will think you spent a lot of time. I'm going to grab a Prima flower center. You'll see that this has a little bit of silver and blue and white. We're going to add this into the center. I'm actually going to add a little bit of zip dry glue just to reinforce that center. If your zip dry tip is just a little bit clogged, just pull that off. It'll come right out for you. Pop this in the center. And since there is a blue bead in every other on the side, I'm going to color that in with the Copic marker that I used to color the flower. You can do that very easily. Just hold your pearl if the glue is still wet. So if you don't have a pearl or something that's the color of your project, You can always go back and color it in. This is how I constructed the flower for the clear card that you'll see featured on the blog. So as you can see, it's very simple, and this technique applies to all of the petals that we are releasing.